Welcome to the San Clemente Podcast, the only local podcast in the best beach town in the world. We're here to bring you weekly episodes highlighting everything from sports, culture, entertainment, politics, and everything else this place has to offer. Welcome to the San Clemente Podcast, the fastest growing podcast in all of Orange County, California. Today, my co-host and I, Brian De La Puente, have a very special guest in the house, a local legend, someone that is very impactful to our entire community here in San Clemente, a surf coach at our schools, someone that makes a very big impact and difference in the kids' lives growing up. John Dowell. John, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Your look at surfing, which is the main San Clemente's identity, you've had a backstage pass for 20 years almost. That's crazy. The stories, we're just going to scratch the surface, but that's what we're after. We just want to shine a light on these figures in town that we want to keep these stories going and these kind of legends, so our kids kind of know some of that. So,
well, and that's so true, right? The kids have such a narrow vision of what our community is, right? They don't know the history. They run into certain people who are like, who are you, right? They don't know who you are, right. But in reality, they've had a really big impact leading up to that.
Yeah.
And that history and that lineage is super important. And that's why we're all raising our kids in this town.
100%.
And that's why we're here. And
100%.
I literally bought the house across the street from where I grew up. I didn't go far.
No, exactly. And again, that's where we were super passionate about starting this, right? We're like, we care so much about this city. And about our town, but there's not many people, right, that have been like that were born here, raised here, that are now fortunate enough to raise their kids here.
Right.
And we're like, we have to keep this going.
100%. Yes.
We have to keep this going.
It's a unique dynamic that we all have, and we want to continue that. And everybody's connected or one degree of connection. And the more you talk to people, it's like, whoa, like this is a special thing.
For sure. That's our main goal.
Yeah. Probably the best place not probably, for sure the best place in the world.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
of course. You can go all sorts of places and you love it, but you get to come back to paradise.
Yeah.
You get to come back and you get to live your day-to-day life, right? Like we went on vacation to the beach every day, and the day we got home, what did we do? We loaded the golf cart and went to the beach.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
It just,
We live in a vacation.
Yeah, we do. And that's why when you go on vacation, anytime you get to come home, you're happy. You're okay with it. Right. You know how many people out there are on vacation and have to go home and they're like, oh, I got to go back to Missouri or it's not to throw them up, but
wherever it is, right? They go back to a grind that,
I promise you're not going back to a city like San. You're just not.
You're
right?
not. Yeah.
And again, the amount of people here that are influential, that have been influential to us and have good stories are just, it's countless. Yes. And that's why we're like, we have to get this going. There's too many gems. There's too many untold stories of great people here.
Yeah. No.
Let's share their stories.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Especially before that. Yeah. Especially before that generation is gone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cause those generations are disappearing. You know, I had a neighbor on Esplanade, right? And they just sold the house this last week, lived in this town for over 60 years. Yeah. Came here from Italy. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Fish the pier. Their son-in-law is Brian Clark, BC Surfboards, right? Like there's so much and now they're living over in the new facility, but those are just multiple people that are kind of going away.
Yeah.
And the special part of that, and I know it's not connected to surfing as much, but like my mom took my 3-year-old to go visit them right now.
Yeah.
Right? Like for me to be here, she's like, oh, we're going to go visit, And so it's just passing that kind of stuff down. And we need that. We need to continue that. So
for sure. And it doesn't need to be connected to surfing, right? Like whatever we talk about, like San Clemente related, it is.
But it's funny, right? This family that has been here forever, gone to the beach, love their thing. It's still connected to surfing because it's Brian Clark. It's BC Surfboards.
Somehow.
Like their oldest daughter married BC.
Yeah.
And have always been just on the outward side of the surfing world.
Yeah.
Right. And even once BC moved to New Zealand and they went and, went somewhere else, like still came back, still here. Like he's in town right now.
I haven't heard word BC, right? And such a long time. But again, that was a staple in San Clemente growing up on the corner right there, BC. Right?
Yep. Surf shop. 100%. That and Rockies.
That's it.
Rockies surf shop.
Yeah.
Rockies and
BC, Rockies, and Stewart's, right?
Yep.
And
those are the
and
three.
look at the generational of Stewart's, right? Ashley and Eric are taking over, which is amazing.
Yeah. That's another guy. Bill is a legend in town.
Yeah.
Legend in the surf world.
Yeah.
Let's hear his story.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, he'll have a great story.
Yeah.
Definitely have to have Bill on.
But surfing,
It's so
it connects everything in town.
everything.
So like you talk about generations. San Clemente is unique, and like for me personally, it was football, right? So football is what took me out of San Clemente. There was some really cool things about all the places that I got to play. Everything always brought me back to San Clemente, and I think that our generation, they have done that. Now they're starting to have kids, and everyone's coming back because this is where you want to raise your kids, because of all of us had such a rad childhood and want to give that to our kids. And yeah, that's kind of why I'm back and excited being back for a couple of years now. Like, it's the right move. This is the best place in the world. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
And the world knows that. Look at they're bringing the WSL for the third year in a row to our backyard.
Okay, I want your
World
take,
champ.
for sure. Yeah, I want your take on like how do you promote the city and talk about the city? Like, because I'm always in the back of my mind, and maybe it's just me. Like, I feel guilty because it is like such a hidden gem, right? Like, how many people are like, don't tell people.
Sure.
I'm like,
It's like the
guys,
surf spot.
We're not that powerful.
Right.
We can't prevent people from coming here or promote it enough. But like,
So how many times do you get asked on vacation, where are you from?
Every
time. And I would say maybe 1 out of 10 times I say San Clemente. But other than that, I say Orange County, or I say San Diego, right? Like wherever you are in the world, like I don't say San Clemente. And I don't know if that's conscious or subconscious.
Sure.
But it's like, they don't know where San Clemente is.
No.
But they probably do. Yeah. But I always just say like, oh, we're South Orange County.
Yeah,
San Diego.
Somewhere in between LA and San Diego.
Right. Like
in the middle
I just
of that.
thinking like that. Yeah, you don't really say, "Oh, I'm from San Clemente" when you're out in the world and when you're on vacation and you're traveling and that. But I mean, now we're on the map, right? Like we're very much on the map. And so people, I guess I could start saying that that they know where we are.
Definitely. So if we're going to, promote it and have an influence since we are on the map, let's try to attract the type of people that we know would love the city as much as we do and love this culture and love the ocean and beach and surf. We have to preserve it as much as possible because there is definitely new blood coming to town. And there has been over the last 10 years, but a lot, even in my community, right? Very few people do I talk to anymore that are like, been here my whole life. A lot of people are like, just moved here 5 years, 10 years. Not many people are lifelong San Clemente residents, natives. But that's why, again, we go back. We're like, this is going to be hyper local, super focused on San Clemente. Just on San Clemente. And Brian, and John, you have a great story, obviously. I mean, I think we're kicked off, but just to go in it a little bit, were you born here in San Clemente too? Or
So my parents bought the house in September of 79 and I was born in December of 79. So all my other siblings were born at San Clemente Hospital, but because of that timing, I was born up in Orange, right? Sure. But yes, I came home to the house here in San Clemente. Lived here my whole life. Went away to San Diego State for 2 years and made my way back here pretty quickly. Yeah.
So growing up, were you at Concordia? What was the
I started Concordia as a kindergartner. And then we moved to OLF for 1 through 4. And then I went back to Concordia for 5th and 6th. So my mom was an aide at Concordia back in 1978. And that Miss Bassett started like a year or two before she started.
43
So that was,
years. That's
so rad.
insane.
She came up at the beach. We were at T Street the other day, and the Concordia family were talking about her pencils. I'm like, Mrs. Bassett is still selling pencils?
Yes.
That is radical.
I did a double take literally and she had like this little shoebox office and I looked over and it was Mrs. Bassett. I seriously couldn't believe
How
it.
many of you draw the same wave that she taught you
100%.
still today?
I can picture it perfectly, dude. Absolutely.
Palm trees, wave, everything. Yeah.
And I was a terrible artist, so when I could finally draw that, I was so happy because she taught it so perfectly.
Yeah. Wild.
Yeah.
But no, seriously.
No,
John,
but to have like, so my kids are at Concordia and we'll go to Concordia. And all of Heather's siblings and my siblings all went to Concordia.
Yeah.
Right. And my mother-in-law taught at Concordia. So it's,
I had her too.
It's a small community. I mean, Heather grew up in the state park, right? So like literally over the fence.
Yeah.
And the generations that are coming through is just, it's pretty cool.
Very, very
How many kids do you have?
So I have one stepson who's a freshman in high school.
Okay.
And then a 5.5-year-old and a 3.5-year-old.
5.5's girl or boy?
So Nate is at high school,
Okay.
and then Madeline, and then Connor.
Cool.
Yeah. So 3 of them, and it's
Best thing ever, right?
best thing ever. It's so much fun. Like the little ones, and having Nate even at high school is cool. And like, he's seeing what I do now and kind of that interaction. And it's like, hey, can you switch this class or can you do this? Right. Yeah. But like he has, a Marcus Gardner as an algebra teacher. Right. Like, so it's fun. Yeah.
It makes me so happy to hear. Like, again, I was just texting with Marcus too. It's like, it's so like to us normal, right? But when you actually sit down and think
so if you look at the high school, right, like the percentage of San Clemente graduates that are teaching there is significant.
Yeah.
I mean, there's 5 from my graduating class alone that all teach at San Clemente High School.
That's
right
so
now.
cool. That just
and
speaks
that's
volumes.
just, it speaks volumes that you want to teach where you went to school.
Yeah.
And you want to stay in the community that you grew up in. Like that alone is a huge, just positive mark.
Yeah. But I think that's uncommon. There's not a whole lot of towns that are having, 20, 30, 40% of their staff also went to school there. That is not.
No. And it's not even just the teachers, it's the custodians. Right. It's the groundskeepers that like I was dealing with something the other day and the guy's like, oh yeah, I graduated here in 1980. I'm like,
so cool.
How did I've been here a long time. How did I not know that? Like, that's just like, he's like, oh yeah, I know what to do. I know how to do, like, we just do the same thing
for sure
and keep the traditions alive.
Yeah. We're invested in our community where we live. We know our neighbors. We love our neighbors. We get with most of them. We get along with them. Again, most of them.
Yeah.
Most of them.
Yeah.
But we're so lucky. So lucky.
Yeah. So Concordia to Short Cliffs.
Concordia, Short Cliffs, San Clemente High School. Graduated in 1998.
Yeah.
I'm the oldest, right? And then I had a brother, Tim, that graduated in 2000, who then passed away in 2004, right after being up at Berkeley. And then I have a sister who, I'm going to get this wrong, what year she graduated, but I think it was 2003.
I think she's 03 with me.
I think she
Plus
was
or minus.
03.
She's 03 with me.
And then I had my little brother, his senior year, my first year teaching. Cool. So he graduated in 2006. Yeah.
Radical.
So yeah, all of us went there, and then it was
in high school. Were you surf team anything or
in high school? I did water polo in the beginning, and then sophomore year and then surf team junior senior year.
Sweet.
With Coach Hartman. Hartman had been there forever. He coached everything on that campus and been an athletic director and was a really special mentor to me. Like didn't think much of it in high school. Like just had a relationship, but not super close, but close enough. Went away, went to San Diego State, got my degree in kinesiology, and what was I going to do with kinesiology?
Sure.
Right. Like I just did it cause I didn't want to work hard in college. Right. And then I came back and I walked down to the pier and I was like, saw Coach Hartman and was like, what am I doing, Coach? Like, what do I do in life? He's like, well, I'm going to retire in 1.5 years and you have a really good shot at this. And I was just like,
oh, maybe that's a thing.
That was like a dream job, right? Like that would never happen.
Did the light bulb go off? Like when he said that?
The light bulb went off and I was like, oh crap. Like I literally went home and signed back up to go get my teaching credential.
Right.
Like signed back up, called San Diego State. Like, how do I need to do this? What classes do I need? I need to have this done in 1.5 years.
Right.
Like this needs to be completed. And so started that process, took all there was a couple tests I had to take and I didn't pass one of the portions and I was over in Indonesia and this was 2004. Right. So like minimal wireless, like internet, like you're in an internet cafe. It's like dial up AOL. And I got the email that I didn't pass one of the portions. And I was like, right? Like, okay, I got to get out of here. Like I was supposed to spend another 2 weeks there. And I was like, the last test is in 3 days. Like I got to get home. So I booked my ticket, raced home, took that third portion, passed it, and then continued that next year. And there was a bunch of people up for that job. Yeah. I was young. I was 25. I had no business, but I had Coach Hartman in my pocket. Right. Walked into that interview. It was Coach Hartman, John Hamrow, the principal at the time, Chuck Hinman, and then Tom Godauskas. So Tom's youngest, Tanner, was going to be a senior that next year.
Okay.
And I walked into that interview, and I was the first one to interview. I was in there for about 45 minutes. When I walked out, all 3 of the other candidates were all still sitting there because my interview had taken so long. And it just flowed, right. And it just felt right. And like, I knew I was going to get the call the next day. Yeah. And those other 3 guys, the one was an assistant, Scott Finn was at Laguna. Like these guys had way better resumes than I did, but they saw something, I had it, and I knew I was going to get the job. Right. I got the call the next day, and that's kind of where we started. And that was August 2005.
Wow.
So
fast forward 18 years, and you guys have how many state championships, national championships? I was trying to do some digging.
So I thankfully a couple years ago I was told to like write it down, right? Because when you're younger, you're like, I'll remember it all. Sure. Like, don't even think about it, right? But yeah, so it's one of those things. I finally put it on paper. With the state championships, we had 5 prior to the season that I started, and since then we're at 1, 2, 3. That's 14.
14.
So 14 in the last 18 years.
That's amazing.
And that's a couple COVID years. Sure. And then on the national side, right, there was 7 prior to me starting, and now we're at 9.
No way.
So we've had a very good run in the last.
I know I have a bunch of questions.
I have so many. Like no. I have so many going through my head. Well, first I want to be like, kids or whoever's listening, pay attention to this story. Look at this. This is a dream come true. How you got the it is fascinating, and it's so interesting. Like you said, who in your mind, who were you to get this dream job, right?
Right. 100%.
But to think it changed the trajectory of your life, and now here you are developing other young kids and athletes and just people, right, that are now coming up through the same area and the same pathway that you went through.
And lessons to be learned. Surf coaching, right, back then wasn't really heard of. Like those guys were on their own; they weren't doing it, and it was the start of it, right? Like there wasn't many of them out there, and now they're all over the place.
But you knew what you wanted. Where were you? Indo, right? You knew.
I was in Indonesia. It was May, and I got that email. Thankfully, I went to that internet cafe and looked at it and was like, oh my gosh, like I need to get home. And so knowing that, and then it fast forwarded real quick from there, because from that May of me being in Indo and then passing that test to the August of Tim passing away, to then me going straight into teaching credential 3 weeks later.
Right. What was that transition, inheriting this successful team?
Oh, and coached the last several years, there was a lot of world titles, right? You had the Godauskas brothers, you had Jason Miller, you had Dane Ward, right? All those guys had won significantly. Right. And it was like, what am I going to do?
Let's lay some foundation around that too, right? Like how big of a culture, surfing culture is San Clemente? Like, again, a massive surfing culture with
leading
some of the
even
best athletes in the world.
To that, right? Yeah. Like the NSSA Nationals at Lowers was massive through the 90s and the early 2000s, right? Like they were giving away cars in 2004 and 2005, right? Like, so these kids that were winning these open men's titles were being rewarded really well. And if you look at the lineage and the history, right, like it's Mike Lawson started it out winning in what I think it was 99. That's what we're talking about. And then Greg Long won it in 2001. Skipped grad night, skipped everything to focus on that. And what did that do? That was a huge jumping point for him in his career. And then the Pat and then Dane all both went on to win.
Yeah.
And then several years we've had a lot of runner-ups, and we've had, the Griffins and those guys who have won too that didn't necessarily come through the high school program, but have been around and are there, right? Like even a Kolohe, right? Who's been in this town, and you watch him come up. He didn't come through the high school program, but he's been on the peripheral, right? Like
he's an influence on the whole group.
He's a huge influence. I mean, he's been texting me almost every day, like we got to get people down to Lowers for Griffin this week. Yeah. Like we got to he's just trying to get everybody so fired up and positive for that. He's like, I want the entire town in the water, on the rocks, red, like as loud as you can be. So
that's radical.
That's
amazing. So just kind of.
Sorry, I know we're jumping all over the place.
No. I love it. It's amazing. Yeah.
From somebody that was in a fairly established the football world, what is the landscape of high school surfing? You have to have access to the ocean, right? So that limits a lot of high schools. So how many numbers and who are we competing against? And who is it an East Coast? Are there East Coast teams when you talk about national championships? And how does all of that competition work and set up? Is it through NSSA? Can you talk on that?
Yeah. NSSA is the governing body that we go through. There's a couple. There's another SSS one, but the NSSA one is the more prominent one. The competition is greater, and it's mostly obviously coastal schools, right? We're seeing San Diego, Carlsbad, Huntington, Newport, Laguna, Dana, and then Capo Unified. All of their high schools have a program. Cool. So you have a Aliso, a San Juan Hills, Capo Valley. And then even in Huntington, right? All the Huntington schools. And for states and nationals, there's a lot of schools that just kind of exclude themselves because they know they're not going to compete well, or they only have one kid that surfs well, or two, or whatever it is, right? So they kind of just, by subtraction, they remove themselves. Right. So traditionally, there's 10, 15 schools that compete on the state side in March, and then nationals take place in June. Okay. And we've been really fortunate the last several years. There's been a couple consistently New Jersey schools. So 2 or 3, Manasquan, Wall, and then several Florida schools as well come over here. And then every year there's 2 or 3 Hawaii schools as well that come out here. The Kamehameha is the local school, puts together a program and a team. They didn't come this year, but there's other high schools from Hawaii that came out as well.
Very cool.
So yes, it truly is a nationals, right? And we might start seeing teams in Austin, Texas, right?
Sure,
pop up because of the wave pools, and that's a whole other level inside of it.
Wave
right?
pool. Ooh, let's get to the wave pool.
Well, we'll skip that, but yes, you could see it starting to kind of grow through even out the country, right? Sure. People are starting to find other ways to surf, right? You see them surfing the rivers, you see them surfing
boats.
Behind boats,
all the paddleboarding stuff.
It's definitely spreading.
Tidal bores,
right?
Some of those videos.
What Dylan Graves is doing with those weird wave stuff is pretty cool,
it's
right?
Super cool.
Okay, I want to go to Wyoming now, right? Let's go do that. So it is, getting out there and spreading. So
cool. It's cool for the sport.
It's
now that they're in the Olympics, the exposure is getting away from just the coasts.
Well, and the hope is that with the exposure of the Olympics and stuff, that it does help even progress the high school side of it and that level, right? Because we're not a CIF sport. We treat it like that at the high school with academics and being accountable and all that. Right. And that comes back to John Hamrow and the athletic director there, but it isn't a CIF sport. Yeah. So we're trying, and is there enough push to get it there? I don't know. Right. Most of those surf coaches are just like, oh yeah, let's go to the beach every day and enjoy it. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. Right. And I have multiple classes at the school that are just for that. Gotcha. But there's also the competitive side, right? Where I have the kids that are competing every weekend, are going, I have 3 right now on the USA developmental team. Oh, that's good. Going forward, 2 girls or 1 girl and 2 boys this year. And consistently there's always, 3 or 4 on that, a part of that USA developmental and that. And so that's another umbrella for kids to really come up through as well.
So there's two routes. You can be in your class, and that takes place at the pier, or you can be part of your class. Part of being on the team is being in your class, and then you go compete.
Yes.
In contests.
So I have
schools.
like, we're currently in tryouts right now. My mind is going everywhere with tryouts, and kids, you know, they're all great kids and they're awesome, but there's a lot of them that, they don't have that competitive edge, or they're just not quite there, or whatever it is. Right. And so, there's a competitive side to it. We do morning events. Our first event's next week down at Barbed Wires against Tesoro High School. And so we go Tesoro, Newport Harbor, Laguna, Dana Hills, Aliso. So we do morning events where it's like 3 of our surfers versus 3 of their surfers in a 15-minute heat.
And so what's the team makeup? Like you have men, women, shortboard, longboard?
Yes.
So you have 4
different divisions. So there's 3 heats of men's shortboard, 2 heats of women's shortboard, and then 1 heat of boys longboard, and then 1 heat of girls longboard.
Gotcha.
So that's the makeup of it. And we've pushed in recent times to get the women more involved, right? In the beginning, it was like 1 heat, longboard, shortboard, whatever you want to do. As long as you can stand up, we're stoked on you. Cool. Where now, like, my girls are some of the top girls in California, some of the top girls in the nation. Like, they're absolutely pushing it and ripping, and they're and if you look at the history of our team, the women have been more successful than the men since I've been there.
Really cool.
In regard to world championships, right? Where you have a Rachel Tilley who won a world longboard title. You have a Tori Gilkerson who won a world longboard title. There's an Emmy Merrill who's won multiple ISA gold medals, stand-up paddle surfing. Killer. Now, we don't have stand-up paddle surfing in our competition for high school, but it was her shortboard skills on the team, and she was one of my top girls that went and translated onto the world stage, and she went and I think she won 2 gold medals.
Jeff, you see that with your daughter. Like, you go down to lowers and you see dads pushing these, like, I don't even know,
2-year-olds, right? Like
you see these little girls surf, and it's hard to get in the waves, but then once they're up, I'm like, oh my God, that girl rips, like making me look silly. And I just end up sitting on the shoulder, like. But it's cool to see that progression on the women's side. It's rad.
Yeah,
that's cool.
No, they shred.
Yeah.
How competitive is San Clemente? Are we constantly like ranking at the top, number 1, 2 against all these other schools? Too?
How many in a row? What is it, 6 or 7 in a row?
We went. What was it? COVID kind of threw us off for nationals just because we had to take a 2-year hiatus there. But we'll be on our 4th in a row if we win this year. Or when we win this year. Let's have a positive progression, right?
Absolutely.
And if you look at it, I'm bringing everybody back from last year, aside from 3 seniors that were phenomenal. But there's kids that are stepping up, right? Sure. There's a history there. There's a lineage that the kids want to continue and a tradition, and they really take that seriously, right? Like with tryouts right now, I have all my seniors like right there, like. They have an investment in it, knowing that they have to pass it on to that next younger generation, and they want to continue that. They don't want to be the one that breaks that chain or the one that loses or whatever. And there's nothing wrong with losing, because in surfing, right, you get a wave, you don't get a wave. Like it's not like a field or something like that that's set.
You've got nature,
so you could have the best surfer in the draw, but they don't catch the wave,
right?
And then
What's
lose.
the goal of a lot of these kids? Like, are they looking to go pro? Like, is that, and how tough is that
that's so tough. If you look at even all the pros here in town, like even our top level guys, minus like 1 or 2, they're all still living at home.
Yeah.
Right. Or they're living in a room on a couch, right? Like they're not, unfortunately, there's not a lot of money in the industry for that side of it.
Right.
Very, very few make real money.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, some of the top kids, I have Kevin Schultz, right? High level surfer, USA guy, won events, won QSs. He's in the Orange County Fire Academy right now. Right. Like, and he will be there for the next 3 months. Like he kind of just disappeared off the face of the earth, knowing that that's where he's at. Sure. So the money's not there. The kids want to progress and they want to compete at those levels. And that is the goal. Yeah. Right. Like I have one of my top seniors right now. Like that's next year, right? That's what he's going to do. He's going to go and try and
like that's his path,
gain points and qualify and stuff. But this is a kid that could resume wise and everything go to a UC school next year, right? Like smart, intelligent, lifeguard, everything going for him.
And you just got to put that stuff on hold.
And you kind of do two different paths. Sure. And that's a problem too, is because they start to split their time.
Yeah.
And so they don't focus as much on one.
It's tricky.
And it's tricky, right? You're not getting the support, you're not getting the money to live that and to be able, so you do have to go lifeguard. You do have to go work. And that's not here, just even here. That's around the world.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Those guys are parking cars at night so they can go travel during the day or go travel each. So
is there any issue with remaining an amateur? Like if there are prize money and things because it's not CIF sport?
It's not a CIF sport. So that's not even,
because we were talking about the introduction of the NIL stuff with getting into college and being able to use your name, image, likeness to make money is the wild, wild west. I could not even imagine what it would have been like back when I was playing, because who knows?
Yeah.
Because I was all the schools you had to skirt the line of recruiting and all that good stuff, and now it's just floodgates. So, but if it's that was one of my questions.
That line. Some of the kids are getting a stipend, a monthly stipend.
Because I remember grew up with Andrew Gann and Michael Terrace, who were top level.
Michael still holds records in NSSA.
And those guys, I remember them being sponsored, and that was like top shelf. If you could get sponsored, you were like so cool. And I just don't know how that looks now. If sponsorships, if it's
a lot of that sponsorship stuff is for most of them, it's just gear.
Gotcha.
And there is a little support. They cover contests, or they cover a little bit of travel, or they're getting paid $500 a month or something like that. It's not the contracts of like a Mellum, right? The Andrew Gann, Michael, that era. He was making money, where like that really doesn't exist right now.
Yeah. I'm curious too, like if you've got two surfers of equal skill set, how does one separate themselves? Is it marketability? Is it how they're able to promote? You know what I mean? Like,
today it's all social media stuff, right? And that's, something that I am talking to the kids about, right? Just as it was coming out, there was a couple really, really high level longboarders that had some really cool like sponsorships, right? Like Pat Hubert over at Rainbow was supporting this guy, and I was like, here's the deal, like Pat's supporting you, you need to like support him back, and like it needs to be a reciprocation. And it was like a foreign concept, right? And this kid's like, no, I just surf all day. Like, what are you talking about? Yeah. And it's like, no, if this is something that you want to do, and this kid has made a career out of it now, and his little niche in the longboard world.
You're like, it's a business transaction.
It's a business transaction, right? Pat's just not giving you sandals to give you sandals, right? Like sometimes he is, but at the same time, like there's something that needs to come back.
Right. Yeah, interesting.
So the social media aspect, and a lot of the contracts now that the kids have, even though they're minimal pay, there are stipulations of how many times they need to post.
Sure.
How many times they need to tag whatever it is that it is.
Yeah.
And so that is a part of the contracts now.
Right. Kind of segue into my thought is, it doesn't really matter what sport. Coaches have a unique ability to keep their players motivated, right? The San Clemente surf team always, year in, year out, is in the conversation for a state national championship. How do you keep everybody so tuned in, locked in, motivated? Like, what is is it the past, the history? You don't want to, like, the accountability kind of a thing?
The accountability's there, the past is there, like, but just, the getting to know the kids, like, having that personal relationship, like, that accountability side is huge, right? Like I always say, it's one of those, the more you surf, the more you're going to learn what you're going to be doing, right? What wave you want to catch, what wave you don't want to catch. And you need to be in the water, right? And that comes back to like our practices and being out there and the morning surf team, right? A lot of times it's a grind. Sure. It's cold. You do not want to do it, right? Like it's 1 foot slop. It's why are we doing this, right? And those kids that you just have that expectation, like you're going out there, like you're catching waves. Like don't come to me and cry that your wetsuit's wet or that, like it sucks or whatever it is. Go catch 5 waves. Like go get out there and make it happen. And what happens when they come back in? They feel better. They have a different mindset. And yeah, it's crappy, but at the same time, they feel it's just a different positive thing. And that comes back to being in school.
Yeah.
Right. And having a time frame. We all at one point are going to have a boss and somebody telling us what to do. And we're not just like doing whatever we want, whenever we want. Alex Gray, a pro up in Los Angeles, well known around the world, right? He went to school and he's like, it was one of those things that I would sit in class all day and just, I need to go get wet. I need to go get wet. I need to go get wet. As soon as school got out, didn't matter what the conditions were. He was out there. Right. And nowadays, if we're homeschooled, if we're sitting around waiting for the tide to get right, waiting for the waves to come up, waiting for the wind to go, whatever it is.
The perfect. Right?
And then all of a sudden it's 6 o'clock and I haven't surfed yet today.
Sure.
And that happens more often than not. Where with us and being in class and having those practices, and they're in the water.
Yeah.
And they're they don't like it all the time, but in the end they're like, oh, that was helpful. That was a positive thing.
Yeah, no, to piggyback off of that, how important is it for the kids to be coachable?
Oh, 100%. They have to listen. They have to have, you're not coaching as much technique as you are just like the mental side and body positioning, board positioning, wave positioning, right? What waves are you catching? Like in the heats of the last couple mornings, it's like, well, I just caught the worst waves of the heat, right? Like instead of being a little bit more patient, a little bit more like, hey, the wave's going to come to me, having that, it only takes 5 seconds to catch a wave, right? And like the last like 2 minutes of a heat, you start to panic. You can't panic yet, right? You got to keep that, like the wave's going to come. It's going to come. It's going to come. And that coaching of the mindset and having that positivity when you're out there is super important. Because as a teenager, you're all head cases at one point, right? Like,
dude, you're all over the place.
And that's not a negative thing. It's just what it is. And to keep them in the right mindset is important.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of kids, I would imagine, are great at free surfing, but maybe they're not great at competing.
Oh,
right?
I could name hundreds of kids that are like that you put a jersey on them. It's like a 20-pound weight. And they're like, what just happened, right?
What do I do?
What do I do? How do I do it? It's like, you've been doing this forever. You go catch waves all the time. Right. And then you're given a time constraint and you're given, hey, more eyes are on you. And then they freeze up. Yeah. And that comes back to that mindset and that mental side. And there's a lot of really good surfers in this town that can't go out and get a result.
Right.
And we're like, why? Like, what's going on? Right. They're good athletes. They've competed in other, events and sports. And all of a sudden surfing is so individual. It's you, right? It's nobody else. And so you have to be comfortable within your own mind. Yeah. You have to be comfortable within your own like skin in that situation. And there's a lot of, as a teenager, you're not oftentimes. And so it's trying to find that balance and that positivity.
So, what advice do you give the kids though? Like what would be some good advice to get your mind, in the right place before a contest, or because it's hard. I know it's hard, but the mental fortitude. But in the same,
like I'm gonna compare everything to football, right? Yeah. That's all I know. Everyone's different.
Oh, 100%.
There were guys that were listening to hard metal that were just going nuts, hitting their head against lockers, and then there's guys. I vividly remember one of the guys first start. He's listening to Katy Perry in his headphones, and I go, hey dude, are you listening to Katy Perry? Yeah. So it's everyone's different.
Yeah.
Like
as a coach though, right? You
have to get to know the kids. And that comes back to that relationships.
Yeah.
And relationships is so important. This last couple of weeks, right? I have one senior that he's won already. He's, everything's positive. And this year he's kind of like, I'm just going to surf for the high school and kind of, he's trying to go the fire route or do something different. But we've had like really rad conversations on the beach,
Right.
He's been a little hurt and whatever, but he's just like those sort of moments and sitting there and having those conversations. That's what gets those kids to like fire up when it's right. And when it's like, hey, like I need you right now. Like, let's go. And that's when they're like, oh yeah, we can do this. Right. And so it is relationships and it is that connection. It's super important.
Is there any like crossover mentorship in terms of like alumni coming back to
all the time
to mentor the guys below them, that kind of culture that you can create?
All the time. The alumni is when you can paddle out and you're surfing against even like an Archie, right? Who is back in the lineup. He was in the lineup yesterday morning with the kids, right? Yeah. And like the kids just whatever you want, whatever wave you want, it's all you, right? But they're watching and they're seeing his journey and his path and learning and growing from that. But yes, the fact that we can surf with everybody is important, right? We can't go and step on the field at a football game and go, hey, we're going to go practice with, whatever team it is. That's not the case. Where they're all paddling out at lowers in the afternoon, surfing with Felipe, surfing with Griffin, surfing with Kaloe, surfing with those guys.
Point.
Yeah.
And like your superstars there, heroes there.
You're like,
it gives me chills.
Elbows, right?
Yeah,
and like,
totally.
And you can go, and that's the shortboard world. And then you go to Sano and you're surfing against world champs down there, and you're paddling next shoulder to shoulder, and you're observing, and you're watching, and you're seeing, and you're and so San Clemente in general, because of that, really has a special place.
That's cool,
and like it passes down, and those older guys get that too, right? And they know, and they want to mentor those younger kids, and they key in on certain kids that are doing really well, and they're like, okay. Like come to lunch with me, or let's go do this, or connecting is super important.
Part of the reason I love coaching my son's football team is selfishly you learn is like so much about yourself through coaching these other kids. It's so rewarding. It's amazing. It's so much fun. And then again, you're giving back directly to your community, right? It's like, you're coaching and you're teaching them how to surf, but at the same time, you're really coaching them on how to be young adults.
And if you go through like the list that I've had of kids, like it gives you chills. Like, I'm not their parent, whatever, but like, oh, that's rad. Like
a little bit of ownership and some pride.
There's ownership. Like, it's just like, oh, that kid's doing well. That kid's a doctor. Or this, look at the art that they created, or like, there's a lot of cool things that are being done around in the surfing world.
Absolutely.
And it's just like, the goal is not to always be a pro surfer.
Exactly.
The goal is to be having a job that allows you to go get barreled around the world.
Find something,
whatever. Like if you want to and it might be professional surfing.
Sure.
But the goal is to go get a job that you can go get barreled around the world.
Go be a fireman, right?
Go be a fireman. Trust me.
A guy that was in my academy, he was a big wave surfer. And the only reason he was in this, we were the two old guys in the academy. He goes, DLP, the only reason I'm in this is so I can go surf. And I'm like, okay, you're honest with yourself. Like, sweet, dude.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to work a bunch and then I'm going to take off. I'm going to chase the swells.
Right.
And he's like, I want to be able to get to Chopu. I want to be able to get to these big waves tomorrow. Rad, dude. You're dialed in, but that's that culture. That's that.
100%.
Once you've been barreled and you've surfed and it's addicting. You're like, I'm going to chase it.
It's gnarly. My daughter, who is 12 years old, literally, it could be 5 a.m., pitch black, freezing outside, raining. It doesn't matter. She loves the sport and she loves surfing. And I wasn't like that growing up, so I didn't really understand it. I'm like, you really want to go right now? It's just, it's a different mindset. Like she's in a bad mood until she goes surfing, and she's in a good mood. Like, it's just like, that's what you live for.
The moment you come out of a barrel, what do you want to go do again?
You want to
go repeat it.
But how awesome is that, right? Like, especially us now having kids, we want our kids to find something that they're passionate about, right?
Oh yeah.
Whatever it is, like, find something that you enjoy doing. And these surfers love surfing.
Yeah.
They love it.
Yeah. And we're lucky that there's a surf culture here.
Yeah.
You know, and there are some older guys that are doing things to preserve it, because it's you can tell that it's going to take the next generation to keep those stories going. Because Colapinto, he's in the Super Bowl in 2 weeks, right?
Right.
San Clemente should show up. That'd be like playing in your home city and you grew up in your home city. Like, that doesn't happen in professional sports. Like, that's storybook. So San Clemente better show up for him. You know, like, that's something that needs to happen. And to hear Kolohe is the spearhead on that.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
bitching.
Oh, it's
So
phenomenal.
cool. Supporting each other, just so stoked for each other. That's what it's all about. And, you know, I hope he kills it and takes it home.
Yeah, I hope we give him enough space, but also enough energy to make it happen.
Exactly. Because again, you can only imagine the mental space that he's in. How much pressure? How do you stay calm in a situation where it's the biggest moment of your life?
Well, and everybody wants a piece of you, right?
Everyone
like,
wants a picture.
if you were to you got to do all these interviews. You got to and he lives in a place that people drive by every day, right? Like, and is that a good Is that a good or bad thing, right? Like, and who knows? Felipe's still in town, but people don't necessarily drive by his house every day, right? And so there's a lot of mental headspace going on in Griffin right now, and,
for sure.
But he's in a good space. There's a lot of my kids, surf kids that are grew up with them, friends, and Griffin just was on a different path, obviously from a very young age, but they're all around, and he's got a good group of friends and a good group around him.
That's the main thing, right?
And that support system and that group is just protecting and guiding and
Do those guys, since they're buddies, like those guys, Griffin was never on the
Griffin, he never came.
So, but he's buddies with all the guys that.
Oh yeah.
So, do those guys ever? Do they have their own surf coach? Like, I don't know. Does he have
Griffin? Yeah, Griffin's been working with different guys at different venues and different places. He'll hire more local kind of
knowledge of the wave
experts and those kind of things to help him at certain venues and certain.
So what's
places,
he do here? This is his spot.
I don't know. I think it's probably his dad, right? Yeah. I mean, Mitch from a young age. Mitch and I lifeguarded together, and I remember after school at 10 years old, like, we luckily and fortunate had the key to lowers, right? As a lifeguard, you had that access, and not many people do. And so, it was a special kind of deal that I'd pull up and there'd be Mitch and the boys would be out there. So,
and I would imagine too, Griffin at this level, right? So more than capable of being an unbelievable surfer, probably very honed in on his headspace.
Oh, he's locked in.
Oh, he's so locked in.
Oh,
you walk into him, you see him right now. He's so locked in.
There's nothing you can't.
Yeah, no, it's
especially what happened last year.
It's really cool to see like how focused he is. Yeah, and just how like it's on.
Yeah,
it's absolutely on.
Oh, you got to bottle that up. Like,
that's
amazing.
Are there waves? I mean, you can look at the 14 day. Is there waves coming?
Well, WSL is going to get the curse again because it looks like there's waves right before the waiting period.
I saw that.
Darn it.
Like 3-4 days before the waiting period, it'll be pumping, and then they might. It looks like they might get something towards the end of the waiting period. Yeah, which last year, right? They ran it on the first day, so it kind of threw off like all of their events that they had through town, and like because once it was done, everybody left.
Sure.
Where they have things scheduled out, and there's community events and different things, and so if it does happen later in the waiting period, it's better for San Clemente. It's better for our Los Molinos or Rip, the Rip
all the
Curl
local
store.
businesses, right?
Yes,
like
100%.
Again, look at what happened when the Super Bowl's played at SoFi Stadium up in San Diego. It's not just the stadium that benefits from it, or a big concert.
How many people have rented their houses out for the next 2 weeks, right? 3 weeks. A
ton of people. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
The amount of businesses that thrive and benefit from this it's awesome.
Sure. Yeah.
It's incredible.
It's so
cool. You think, Griffin, if you had to, let's go through it real quick. So the top 5, you've got, again, fascinating about Ethan, right?
Yeah. So you got Jack at number 5, Jack Robinson.
He's good. Yeah, he's good. We were in Waco actually just this last year. We were going to a wedding out in Texas, and we stopped in Waco, and Jack was surfing with one of his good buddies out there too.
Just hitting that little wedge.
It was
crazy
It
airs.
was amazing.
Yeah.
It was fascinating to watch. Like, he's so good. So, okay, so you got Jack.
So you got Jack.
at 5.
Then you have Joao Junca.
That's who he was with.
Right. And he had a hell of a year on the WSL this year. Right. Like
true.
and the reality is he got the Olympic spot over at Gabriel.
No way. Okay.
Right. So it's Philippe and Joao, and Gabriel is out on the Olympic spot. And that's a big thing going into next year as well. So yeah, Jack at 5, Joao at 4, and then you have Ethan Ewing, who got hurt at Chopu, right? Broke his, I think, L3, L4. But he flew into town. So I think he there. Who knows if he's going to give it a go or not. And then you got Griffin sitting at 2, which I think is a rad spot, right?
Like,
you get a surf, you get a warm up against someone that's coming in hot, right? It's not a warm up. You gotta perform, but then you got a little bit more time once you hit Philippe.
Yeah.
Those top 5. Oh man, it's gonna be fun to watch.
I get so excited.
It's gonna be fun.
It.
Yeah.
Like, what an amazing group of surfers that have both air game, like they have pretty much all of it.
Oh, it's gonna be.
And then on the female side, right? You have Carolyn Marks, who moved to town several years ago, and to be honest, I think she's going to win it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you have it's Caroline, who else? Katie Simmers is sitting at 5, right? And then you have Molly Picklum in there. And then Carissa and Tyler Wright.
Yeah.
Right? Like all of them.
Yeah,
all of them.
But any of them can win.
But I really just like Carolyn's chances.
For sure.
I'll tell you what, the best time to go down to Lowers, if you want the best show ever, go between now and when the contest starts. Like, it's exciting. And I know even for our kids, like, to go down there and watch it, like, front row.
Yeah.
You get to watch these surfers perform.
Yeah.
It's so exciting.
I always see it with my kids. My kids like JOB and Blair Conklin, those like the catch surf guys.
The catch surf guys.
And they did the little foam wreckers thing at T Street a couple weeks ago, and it's like they're seeing celebrities. It's so fun to watch, and they get all stoked. And so it's the city is doing a good job of promoting the surfing because it's twofold, right? Like, having the Super Bowl in your backyard, you got to support it, and I think the city's doing a good job of that. Hopefully there's a bunch of fun events in town, and
Well, and if you walk the pier right now, right, they have all the world champs. They have a whole like art exhibit celebrating all the world champs.
Cool.
So every name, every year they won, up and down the pier, which that's a special thing, right?
Yeah.
We're using the pier, we're using, and that's where they'll have their kind of all the media and everything will take place out there.
Yeah,
prior to the event.
I do. Yeah, I am curious on your opinion with the WSL because it's got to be tricky to pick. You have one day to pick, right? Is this the second year they're doing this format?
The
third year. So you've got one day to pick, which is tricky, right? In the past, you would have 2 weeks of on and off surfing. Yeah. How do they? You're right. So last year they ran it on the first day.
They ran it the first day.
See, so they probably learned from that.
Well, they learned, but they didn't have a forecast.
Options.
They didn't have an option.
Yeah.
The rest of that forecast was horrible. So they had to pull the trigger because the waves up until the start of it were pumping.
Right.
Just like it's
they
projected
scored,
right now.
and a similar thing is happening. They're gonna score, and then we'll see what happens.
The end of the month, like, can they not just change the dates around a little bit? Be like, hey, we're gonna give it. You know what I mean? Like,
state parks won't.
Yeah, we're gonna go
that.
the 3rd through the 10th. Like,
not
possible.
State parks won't let that happen. Locals won't let that happen. Right? Like, there's a window. You get a window. You have to perform within that window.
Yeah. So I did want to touch on the wave pool stuff, right?
Yeah.
Are you okay touching on the wave pool?
Sure. I haven't been there yet, but yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I can only imagine the more people it's gonna tap into the whole country. You have predictable conditions, waves all the time.
Oh, that's just going to excel the level of surfing.
It's just going to expedite everything.
It's just like skateboarding, right? If you have the same wall and the same coping and the same barrel over and over, I'm going to correct my foot this way. I'm going to put my hand here. All of those things, yeah, it's just going to make it
go
through the roof.
Do you bring in any film study?
We haven't yet. I have so many kids in the water, right? Like at practice, there's 25, 30 in the water.
Do the top 5 guys? Is that something that
Oh
they
yeah,
incorporate
film
in
study, and you know, I would love to, and I need to get going on that. Right. I actually have a meeting this afternoon about that. But to try and bring that in, and it's more just getting an assistant, getting someone else to kind of to do that.
Spearhead that.
Because there's a lot going on when we're at the beach in the morning, and it's hard to focus on that.
But you think of wave pools like, oh, I'm working on this turn or this whatever. I'm going to do the same turn at the same time with the same wave as long as it takes.
Well, that's how Kevin Schultz landed his backflip, right? Yeah. Like it was the same section. Okay, I didn't get the pop on that last one. This is how I got to get the pop on this. Yeah. And a couple attempts and he nailed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just looking into the future of surfing, like what does that look like over the next 10 years? We've seen how much it's changed over the last 10 years.
Right.
What does it look like over the next 10 years?
Oh, gosh. I don't know. I mean, the wave pool is awesome, and I think it's a great training tool. In the grand scheme of being a surfer, right? Like you're chasing that unicorn instead of that just same over and over and over. So there's a lot of positives to those wave pools, but then it comes back to like, what are we doing this for? Right? Like, why are we in this world? Why are we doing this surfing thing? And it's the lifestyle. It's the chase. It's all of those things. So yeah, I can hop a flight and go to Austin and surf 200 waves in a couple hours and fill my cup. Or do I load the car up and do I go to Baja and do I chase a wave down there? And what's going to be more fulfilling, right?
And you talked about it earlier, like, hey, the best surfer doesn't always win the heat. Like
100%,
there's an X factor of nature, right?
Yeah.
Like you might get skunked. There might be a 10, 15 minute lull and you get one wave.
Yeah.
So the wave pools make it very predictable.
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly.
Well, and look at Kelly's wave pool too, right? Like that is a whole different side to the Waco side, right? And surfing is probably phenomenal and fun and like amazing, but to watch it is a little bit more difficult, right?
Because you watch it and you're like, oh, here comes the barrel section. Oh, here comes this. Here comes that. And you're like, you can predict it. And it's like, oh, who can do the sickest whatever? That's who's going to win.
Right.
And it's not really who gets the best wave or who gets lucky.
And that's what's unique about surfing is like who gets the best wave, who's going to position themselves, who's going to be in that spot, or who is the ocean going to pick today?
Sure.
Right? Like there's something to that the ocean is going to pick what's going on. That there's some spiritual energy going on there.
Yeah. That's why guys like us that care so much about, just like bringing that stoke and the vibe to the next generation. It's so important that we continue to push it because we see it in our kids, right? What do they want? They want instant gratification, right? Like it's going towards that direction where we growing up, we wanted to take the road trip to Scorpion Bay. We wanted to chase it. And that was half the fun, right? The adventure in getting there was half the fun. Yeah. A flight to Texas to a perfect way. It's like, yeah, you get
and there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
Like
it's such.
I want to go. I just haven't had the opportunity yet. But
it's just such a fine line, right? Like of how you navigate those waters to where you have a good balance of being able to enjoy both, but never losing sight of the actual adventure itself. Like that's the fun is the adventure, and again, high level like life, right? Like life lessons that you learn when you go on a road trip, right? Like that you can relate it to everything you do in life.
Yeah.
Where the wave pool, it just, again, fun, yes, right? Is there a place for it? In my opinion, absolutely. But I hope we never lose that.
Well, if you think about the competitive side of it, if you have a Austin team come to Surf Lowers, they're not going to, they won't be able to compete because, this is different. This is not generated. There's a natural feel to this. It's like a spirituality, a connection with the water, like, they don't have that. So in terms of competition or the growth of the sport, there's always going to be that kind of separation.
Right.
It'll be really hard to marry the two. And I think they've tried and they're doing it and it's part of the tour and it's part of all that stuff and it's fun. It's fun. Like it's a fun wrinkle, but you can't get away from the difference between pipeline and lowers. That's like,
No.
they're so different, and you can never mimic that in a pool.
No, never. And again, going from 6 to 8 foot waves to 2 to 3 foot, like just you can never replicate that.
John, I just thank you for coming. You've done an incredible job with preserving the culture in town, and we are proud to have you and to support everything that you're doing. And again, thank you for coming on here with us in one of our first podcasts. And good luck the rest of the season, making cuts, all that stuff. The final roster.
Well, thank you guys for having me. I mean, it's special what we do and what San Clemente has. And I mean, we only scratch the surface, right? There's so many different opportunities and things out there. And I just appreciate you guys, letting me sit down and talk for a little while.
Absolutely. And thank you for just coaching and mentoring these young kids. I mean, I know it means the world to all of us. It's what we have to continue to do for sure. Yeah.
Shaping our future. Yep. Appreciate you.
Awesome.
Thank you guys.
John, you're the man. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening in. Join us for another episode next week, coming to you from our studio on Del Mar in downtown San Clemente. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at the San Clemente Podcast and subscribe to us on YouTube and Spotify so you never miss an episode.